Anna and her young daughter Mia moved through the city as if they were invisible to most people. They carried their life in 2 worn bags and a small blanket that smelled of rain and old soap. Each morning, Anna woke before the sun and looked at Mia sleeping beside her with calm fear. She promised herself every day that this life would not be forever, even when hope felt thin. People passed them without looking, and the city kept moving as if nothing had changed. Anna had not always lived like this, and once she had a small home and steady work. Life shifted after a long season of bad luck and quiet losses that no one else noticed. She tried shelters and short jobs, but nothing stayed long enough to hold them steady. Mia never complained, and that made Anna feel both proud and broken inside. The child trusted her mother completely, and that trust felt heavy and sacred. One cold afternoon, a letter arrived at a public aid office with Anna's name written clearly. She almost did not open it because letters often carried rejection or silence. The paper inside spoke of an inheritance from a distant uncle she barely remembered. It mentioned a forgotten treehouse standing on old land near a quiet forest town. Anna read the letter twice because it sounded unreal and fragile like a dream. The uncle had been a quiet man who loved trees more than people. Years ago he wrote Anna once and sent a small drawing of a wooden house in the air. She remembered smiling then and never thought of it again. Now that small memory returned with warmth and confusion. The letter said the treehouse had been left untouched for years. There was no money promised and no comfort guaranteed. Only the treehouse and the land beneath it were now hers. Many would have laughed at such a gift, but Anna felt something stir inside her. A place was still a place, even if it stood above the ground. She looked at Mia and saw a quiet light in her eyes. The journey to the forest town took most of their savings and more courage than sense. They rode a bus that smelled of old seats and quiet stories. Mia pressed her face to the window and counted trees as they passed. Anna held the letter tightly as if it could disappear. With every mile the city noise faded from her thoughts. When they arrived, the town felt slower and kinder. People greeted each other by name and watched the sky often. A local man pointed them toward the forest path without asking questions. The path narrowed and leaves covered the ground like a soft carpet. Anna felt fear again, but it walked beside hope this time. The treehouse stood tall and weathered among thick branches. Wooden steps climbed around a strong old tree like a spiral. Some boards were cracked and the roof leaned slightly. Sunlight filtered through leaves and painted the walls gold. Mia gasped softly and reached for her mother's hand. Inside the treehouse there was dust and silence. A small table leaned near the window and old tools hung from nails. Carved words covered one beam and told stories of patience and care. Anna touched the wood and felt years of quiet effort. She realized this place had been loved deeply once. That night they sat together on the floor wrapped in their blanket. The forest hummed gently and the tree moved with the wind. Anna whispered that this was theirs now, even if it was broken. Mia smiled and said it felt like a secret home. In that moment, Anna believed that something new could grow here. Morning arrived softly through the leaves and woke Anna before Mia stirred. The treehouse creaked gently as the wind passed through the branches. Anna stepped outside and breathed air that felt clean and slow. For the first time in many months she did not rush or panic. She stood still and listened to birds calling each other across the forest. Mia woke with curiosity and looked around as if the treehouse might vanish. She asked if they were really staying, and Anna nodded with careful hope. They shared a small breakfast from what little they carried. Anna planned the day in her mind with quiet focus. She knew the treehouse needed work, but she felt ready. The steps down the tree were uneven and old. Anna checked each one before letting Mia climb. They reached the ground and walked slowly around the base of the tree. The land stretched wider than Anna expected and felt safe. She imagined space for rest and maybe something more. They met their first neighbor near the forest edge. An older woman named Ruth carried a basket of vegetables. She smiled without judgment and offered help without questions. Anna felt surprised by the kindness and accepted it quietly. Ruth listened as Anna spoke of the treehouse and nodded with interest. Word spread gently through the town over the next days. People came by one at a time with tools and advice. A man named Ben fixed a broken step without asking for payment. A young couple brought blankets and warm bread. Mia watched everything with bright eyes and careful joy. Anna worked each day from morning to evening. She cleaned dust from the floor and tightened loose boards. Her hands hurt, but her heart felt steady. She found notes left by her uncle hidden in small corners. Each note spoke of patience and belief in quiet work. One note spoke of building not just with wood but with care. Anna read it twice and felt tears rise. She realized the treehouse was never meant to be perfect. It was meant to hold stories and people. That thought stayed with her as she worked. Mia helped by sweeping and sorting old tools. She named the rooms even though there were only 2. She laughed when leaves fell through the window. The forest became her playground and her shelter. Anna watched her child grow lighter each day. At night they talked about what the treehouse could become. Mia dreamed of a place where people could sit and rest. Anna imagined teaching small skills she once knew. They spoke quietly as stars blinked above them. The treehouse felt alive with their voices. One afternoon Anna found a locked box beneath the floor. Inside were drawings and plans made by her uncle. They showed simple spaces for gathering and sharing. There were benches and shelves drawn with care. Anna felt a path opening in front of her. She decided the treehouse would be more than a home. It would be a place for people who needed pause and peace. She shared the idea with Ruth, who smiled widely. Ruth said the town needed something like that. Encouragement settled Anna's doubts. Work continued and the treehouse changed shape slowly. Fresh wood replaced broken boards. Light filled the space as windows were cleaned. People stopped by just to sit and talk. The place began to feel warm even without fire. Mia started greeting visitors with confidence. She offered water and asked gentle questions. People listened to her and smiled often. Anna saw how connection formed naturally. The treehouse was doing what it was meant to do. One evening a group gathered for the first time. They shared food and quiet stories. No one spoke loudly and no one felt small. Anna looked around and felt something new. It was pride mixed with calm gratitude. As the night ended, Ruth pulled Anna aside. She said people were already talking about the treehouse. They were curious and hopeful. Anna felt fear but also strength. She realized they were building something real. When Anna and Mia lay down that night, the forest felt closer. The tree held them steady and strong. Anna thought of the past and did not feel trapped by it. She thought of the future and did not feel afraid. The forgotten treehouse was no longer forgotten. The treehouse woke early now as footsteps and voices became part of the morning. Anna noticed how the forest no longer felt silent but welcoming. People arrived with calm smiles and careful steps. They treated the treehouse like something precious. Anna felt responsible but also deeply honored. Mia grew used to the attention and learned every visitor's name. She remembered stories people shared and repeated them later. Anna saw how listening became Mia's quiet strength. The child had learned empathy from watching hardship closely. The treehouse gave her space to use it. Anna began setting simple rules for the place. Everyone helped clean before leaving. Everyone spoke with respect and patience. No one stayed alone unless they wished. These rules were followed without argument. A man named Paul visited often and brought books. He said he once lived on the road and knew loss well. He helped Anna build small shelves along the walls. Mia arranged the books carefully by size. Reading soon became a shared habit there. As days passed, the treehouse gained a quiet reputation. People said it felt safe without needing explanation. Visitors came from nearby towns just to sit. Some brought music played softly on old instruments. Others brought silence, which was equally welcome. Anna noticed her own confidence growing slowly. She spoke clearly and stood taller than before. Her voice carried weight without effort. People listened because they trusted her care. She realized leadership had found her quietly. One afternoon, a group of children arrived from the town school. Their teacher asked if they could visit and learn. Anna hesitated but agreed after seeing Mia's excitement. The children listened wide-eyed to stories of building. They asked questions and shared dreams. Anna taught them simple skills with wood and patience. She showed how mistakes could be repaired with care. The children worked slowly and laughed gently. Their teacher watched with gratitude. The treehouse became a place of learning. Mia stood beside her mother and felt proud. She helped younger children reach higher boards. She explained rules with kindness. Anna saw Mia becoming brave in small ways. The place was shaping them both. Not everyone understood the change at first. Some townspeople worried about crowds and noise. Anna listened carefully to their concerns. She invited them to visit and see. Many changed their minds after one evening there. One man who doubted most stayed late one night. He watched people share stories quietly. He saw children helping each other. He left without speaking but returned the next day with tools. Anna accepted his help with calm gratitude. The treehouse now stood stronger and brighter. New steps made climbing easier for all ages. Lanterns hung safely from beams. The place glowed softly at night. People called it the house in the leaves. Anna received a letter from a local group. They asked if she wanted support to keep the place open. They offered supplies and guidance. Anna read the letter slowly with mixed feelings. She had never asked for help before. Ruth encouraged her to accept. She said community was built by sharing strength. Anna thought of her past pride and fear. She chose trust this time. That decision brought relief she did not expect. With support, the treehouse grew organized. A small schedule helped visitors plan. Everyone respected the space and its rhythm. The forest remained peaceful. Balance settled into the work. Mia once asked if they would ever leave. Anna thought carefully before answering. She said home was where care lived. Mia nodded and smiled. That answer felt true to both of them. One evening Anna found another note from her uncle. It was hidden behind a beam newly repaired. The note spoke of legacy built through kindness. Anna closed her eyes and thanked him quietly. She felt his presence in the work they did. As autumn approached, leaves changed color around them. Visitors brought warm clothes and shared meals. The treehouse held laughter and reflection. Anna looked out over the forest with calm pride. What they built there was already surprising everyone. The final season arrived quietly with cool air and golden light. The forest shifted its colors and wrapped the treehouse in warmth. Anna felt a deep sense of calm each morning she woke there. She no longer feared the future as she once had. Life felt grounded, even high above the earth. People now planned their days around visits to the treehouse. Some came to read while others came to listen. Families brought food and shared it freely. Laughter mixed with silence in gentle balance. The place had become part of the town's heart. Anna noticed how visitors changed after spending time there. Their shoulders relaxed and their voices softened. They stayed longer than they expected. Many returned again and again. The treehouse offered something unseen but deeply felt. Mia grew taller and stronger with each passing month. She helped welcome new visitors with confidence. She remembered rules and reminded others kindly. Children looked up to her without being told. Anna watched her daughter grow with quiet joy. One evening a small gathering formed as the sun set. Ruth stood beside Anna and spoke gently. She thanked Anna for giving the town something rare. Others nodded and shared their gratitude. Anna felt emotion rise but stayed steady. She spoke simply about how the treehouse saved them both. She said it gave them time and dignity. She thanked everyone for building it together. Her words were calm but full of truth. People listened in silence. After that night, the treehouse took on new meaning. It was no longer just a shared space. It became a symbol of care and second chances. Visitors respected it deeply. No sign was ever needed to explain its purpose. A group from a nearby town asked to learn from Anna. They wanted to create something similar. Anna agreed and shared her story openly. She showed them the notes and drawings. Hope spread beyond the forest. The treehouse began hosting quiet events. Story nights brought people closer. Skill days taught patience and effort. Moments of silence allowed healing. Each gathering felt intentional and gentle. Anna found herself smiling more often. Her body felt less tense and her mind clearer. She no longer measured life by survival alone. She measured it by connection. That change felt powerful. Mia once asked what surprised people the most. Anna thought for a long moment. She said people were surprised by how simple kindness could be. Mia smiled and said that made sense. The answer stayed with Anna. As winter approached, the treehouse stood firm. Snow dusted the branches and softened sound. Lanterns glowed warmly inside. Visitors wrapped in blankets shared warmth. The forest felt protective rather than cold. Anna placed her uncle's notes into a small book. She added her own thoughts beside his words. Mia drew pictures of the treehouse on blank pages. Together they created something lasting. It felt like honoring the past and future at once. One quiet morning, Anna stood alone on the platform. She looked out over the forest and breathed deeply. She remembered fear and loss without pain. She felt gratitude without weight. The journey had shaped her gently. Mia joined her and held her hand. They watched light move through branches. Anna told Mia that this place began as a forgotten gift. Now it belonged to many hearts. Mia nodded as if she always knew. The treehouse remained strong through changing seasons. Its walls held stories and care. Its floor remembered many footsteps. It stood as proof that value could grow from nothing. What they built there surprised everyone, including themselves.